What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today is going to be a quick recap of the Strongsville show. I'm sure you guys have already seen a ton of videos from there. The show was fantastic and it was awesome to meet a ton of different people there. I'm not even going to get into listing names, but you guys know who you are. If I spoke to you, all strictly positive interactions and met a ton of fantastic people at the show. So it was for sure a ton of fun and a show that I'm already looking forward to for next year. This video is basically just going to be going over all of my pickups from the show. So you see it, I got a couple piles of stuff here and then this entire big case of slabs, not completely full, but a whole bunch of stuff. So this is probably my biggest show ever. As far as pickups, this is probably the most I've ever spent at any show ever. There was a ton of great dealers there with incredible cards, incredible inventories, and the prices were very fair. Like I had mentioned in previous videos, I was going to be there and was there all 3 days, so I had 3 days where I could be buying all day. And on Saturday, I was able to sell some of the stuff I bought Friday, which gave me more money to spend on Saturday and Sunday. And then also sold some of the cards that I brought to a couple of the dealers there. So that gave me some more money. So long story short, we got a ton of pickups to get into and let's go. So we're gonna start this off with a big deal of slabs that I had pretty much pre-arranged before the show started. So I had agreed to meet there and pick up a good slab lot. This was not part of it, but this was kind of an individual, different meetup there. 56 Aaron in a 2. And like I said, we got a lot to get through. So I'm gonna try to pace myself as we move through these, but within reason, as I don't wanna hold you guys all day. So there's the Aaron. We got the 55 Jackie in a 2.5. I got another one of these this weekend that will be in the ungraded stuff. So there's Jackie, and then these are all just graded commons from the 1912 Imperial Tobacco set. So no names that would really be recognizable here, just a handful of commons. Here's some more. We got the Raleigh Fingers and an SGC 7. And lots of these I already went through and repriced because it took me a while to sort through everything. And like I said, I listed some of these Saturday, so that's why lots of them have price stickers on them. This one's pretty sweet. Got an SGC 9 of a 63 Fleer Tito. So that one's pretty cool to have in a high grade. A 62 Don Drysdale and a 6.5. 58 Eddie Matthews, an older label SGC 6. 58 All-Star Frank Robinson PSA 7. Got a 58 Topps. This is the Tigers Big Bats with K-Line and Harvey Keene. That one's a PSA 6. This was a show pickup. This was the 55 Aaron 3 miscut. This I got from one of the dealers at the show. I'll set some of these other ones aside. I'll go through this first lot that we got. It was a pre-arranged lot first. 58 Mazeroski and a 6. Bill Hemrick collection. This is one I'll have to look into more. I'm not sure how that may or may not affect the value, but it's it's cool to at least have one that's from one of those collections that PSA is willing to distinguish on the slabs. 57 Campy in a PSA 5. And also a 57 K-Line in a PSA 5. Let's move on. We're just going to kind of go back year by year. Next up is a whole bunch of leaf cards. So these, from the same spot where I got a bunch of the other ungraded leaf cards, these are a bunch that he sent in and was able to pick all these up together. So we got a bunch of duplicates here, but it's lots of the same Hall of Famer names. Got Clue in a 4.5, Clue in a 5, got a Clue in a 3. You can see kind of the different variations with the dark blue and the I guess aqua or green, whatever you would like to call that color. Another Clue in a 6 here. That's a bit of the darker blue color. Moving on to Bobby Dorr, we got this 5, and then I also had another 5, but that was one of them that sold when I was at the show. Lou Boudreau in a 4.5, a 4, and another 4. So I'm about fully stocked on 48 Leafs at the moment. I usually am willing to buy the same card over and over again, but at this point with the Leafs, I'm probably about at my limit. And basically everything in this video ideally would be up on the eBay store before this video uploads. I don't know if that will actually happen. I mean, some of the more expensive stuff probably won't be I know I went through and listed basically all of the raw cards already on the eBay store, which I'll leave a link to that in the description. So all the raw cards, at least all the raw cards under a couple $100 have been listed. I still got to get to a bunch of stuff here tonight and list a bunch of stuff on the eBay store. Got a couple of Johnny Mize in 5s, and I thought there was, yeah, there's another one there. It's 3 5s, and then an SGC 4. So all of those. And that's it for the Leaf graded cards, I believe. So next up, this one is really cool. I've never had this one before, but it's 2 Hall of Famers on one card. The 41 double play, Ted Williams in a 5. It's also got Joe Cronin on there, but obviously Ted is the highlight of that one. So that's a pretty cool card. I'm starting to get up into the higher grades for that one. And a couple more from this deal. Actually, these, let me see. These two were from the show. We'll get to them in a second. So we'll just go through these quickly since I already kind of showed them. Jimmy Fox, 33 Gaudy and 41 play ball. The Gaudy one looks really nice. It's got a pinhole up here, but the colors are really sharp. It does have some wrinkling too, but as far as overall presentation, looks pretty nice. And then the 41 play ball, like I said, got this from a dealer at the show. A couple more pre-war here. Some of the big guns from this 13 national game set that I've been talking about over and over again. Lots of my recent videos. These are some of the better cards from the set, minus like the Joe Jackson, the Cobb, and the Wagner and stuff. But the Grover Alexander, I believe, is considered a rookie. So this is a very popular one, 1913 Grover. And then the Mathewson and Walter Johnson, can't go wrong with either of these guys. Such cool artwork on this set. I mean, like I mentioned before, they're so tough to find. I'm just gonna keep picking them up whenever I do find them, which typically isn't very often, but recently they've just been finding me. So I just kind of had to scoop them up. Let's move a couple of these out the way. Maybe get, I don't know, one of these in the background here, like a Grover or Mathewson or something. Cool display for you guys in the background. So there we go. Let's see, yeah, that looks pretty good. Right, and then we'll move on to some of the raw cards. So these are some that I have not went and repriced yet. Lots of these were from the final day of the show. You got the T206 Keeler. I don't know if I've ever had one of these. If I did, I don't remember it. So that's a cool one to have. Piedmont 150 back. Small crease, but still good card, good color. Ulysses S. Grant, quite a different one than what I usually pick up, but real cheap value box pickup. So we'll see. I haven't really looked that one up at all, but just seemed like a good deal. Some more strip cards. You guys know I love my strip cards. Casey Stengel. Got another Casey Stengel. Got a couple Frankie Frisch, actually. So a W515 and I think this is W512 or 516, something like that, one of those two. A couple W590s, so got a Grover Alexander and a Tris Speaker. Another somewhat underrated set, probably just because there's not really any color on it. It's not the most, eye candy type of set, but for the price you can get some of the Hall of Famers at, and for, how old they are, I think it's a pretty good deal to pick some of those up. 33 Gaudy Tris Speaker, one of them that I haven't had in a while. Got another 41 play ball Jimmy Fox. I think I picked this one up Sunday right before I was about to leave. So that was a good one. I don't think there's any creases in him, anything like that. So a pretty good looking card. Couple 52 high numbers you guys see kind of sneaking through the cracks here. So we got the 52 Leo DeRocher. This one's really nice. Maybe has the slightest wrinkle a little bit here, but super nice color. Respectable corners for being, a high number. That one I thought was really cool. And then a Pee Wee Reese with super good centering, not perfect, but very strong centering. And this is from the set, the same one as the 52 Jackie, Campy, all the other ones that I bought that had pinholes in it. I think there was also a Mays and an Ed Matthews, but all from the same set. So it's a shame that, a long time ago, someone probably pinned all these on their wall or on their dresser or something. But, a great looking Pee Wee Reese card with good colors, good centering. That's another one that probably deserves some room up here. So I'll throw Pee Wee like that. Looks good. And let's move on to some of the other raw cards, and then I still have more slabs to get to, so slabs from the show. So we'll go through raw cards here. So here we go. These are from Friday, Saturday. So we'll start off with these, and I think these are in order for now. 48 Bowman, Enos Slaughter, Warren Spahn, another Enos Slaughter, 51 Burke Ross Whitey Ford rookie. That was a really good one. Nice centering on him. 51 Bowman Nelly Fox rookie. And a Yogi Berra. No creases in the Berra, so I was glad to pick that one up. That one sells pretty well. 52 Topps Johnny Mize. Got 2 of those. Those were kind of icebreakers at the very beginning of the show. So started off and just found something to buy as soon as I got there, so I could kind of get the ice broken and get in the buying mode before I really dove too deep into it. Bunch of 53 Topps, Ed Matthews, Yogi Berra, Pee Wee Reese, Jim Gilliam, nice high number rookie. That's one of the better conditioned one of these also. Got no creases in him. Bob Feller, another sharp one. Super cool set coming up, the Dan D. Feller, now obviously not in the greatest shape, but a really cool set. And a set that, you know, you're just not going to pick up very many of often. So that one was cool. Some Red Hearts, another cool set. Lots of these have some marks on the back. Who really cares? You know, it is what it is. This is a set you guys know I like to pick up whenever I get the chance. So some, I guess, semi-star type guys. Lots of them are in the Hall of Fame. Hank Sauer, Al Rosen, Klazuski. So a handful of Red Hearts there. And then these two, I think, kind of rounded off the day for, what, Friday? The Harmon Killebrew and the Roger Maris rookie. Both of those pretty cool. There's a couple more that I haven't exactly priced yet. They have 53 Bowman Reese, so got that to pair up with the 52 Topps. Miscut, but, you know, still a super popular card. Super good looking card. And a 55 Bowman Mantle, so that's another cool one. Nice edges, you know, for what it is. Got good image on it, so that one was nice to be able to pick up. Let's see, let's get to some of the other raw stuff here, and then we'll get back to slabs before we end her off. So we got a 36 S&S game. It's a Rick Farrell. Nice Hall of Famer from another tough set to find, you know, one that you're not going to see all the time. 36 Gowdy, another, you know, not really an oddball set, but a tough set to find. Chuck Klein, got 2 of those. So this one is a bit rougher, obviously, as you can tell by the price. But Chuck Klein, Mickey Cochran, this one's really nice, you know, good centering, good corners and everything. 41 play ball, red roughing. Miscut, but good colors, corners, everything like that. 41 play ball, Carl Hubble. Bill Dickey, this one's really nice. Yeah, you know, respectable centering, good color, pretty nice all around. So now I'm just now realizing he's got a small crease down here, so I think I'll have to go and change my eBay listing. Pretty sure I listed him as crease free, so I'll have to go and change that. 49 Bowman Enos Slaughter, 49 Bowman Early Win. That's a nice rookie there. Super good centering on this one. You know, one is very close to dead centered. May even be something you could consider dead centered. So that one's a great looking card. 49 Bowman Shane Deast, like I said. Moving on to some 51 Bowmans. We got the Bob Feller, got the Pee Wee Reese, the Larry Doby, and another Yogi Berra. This one is much better centered than the other one. Super good image on that one too. But yeah, a bunch of 51 Bowmans. Set that's not always easy to pick up. Some of these guys are not the biggest of the biggest names like a Mansell or Mays, but they're in that tier, you know, just below it. Very, very popular players. Lots of people who collect Feller, Reese, Doby, and Berra, obviously. So some very popular players there. 52 Bowman Duke Snyder. This one's got some good color. I think it has some, you know, back creasing, but is what it is. And super good looking card. One of the better looking cards from that set. 53 Topps. Got a few more of those. Whitey Ford, Roy Campanella, Hank Thompson. So all good looking cards there. Those are all sharp, you know, very presentable cards. And a 55 Topps Yogi Berra. This one, you know, one that's tough. This set is pretty underrated as far as like the high numbers and stuff. They're tough to come by. The Berra, the Duke Snyder. There's a handful of cards in this set that are tough to come by. Color on this one is really nice, so I figured I'd pick him up. It's not one that I have too often. And let's go to some of these graded cards here. So this was probably the biggest individual card as far as, dollar-wise pickup of the weekend, and it was a 48 leaf Ted Williams PSA 2. I mean, what's there to say? This was not from the deal with all the other Leafs, but I figured if I had all those, I should probably have either like a Ted Williams or a DiMaggio or Wagner in stock, just so it at least looks like they all came together, even though they didn't. So sorry to Hank, but he's getting covered up. We're running out of space back here in the background. Super cool set here. Another one that I've never had a card from this set, the 06 Fan Craze, with some of the best images you're gonna get in pre-war. A pretty popular Sam Crawford portrait type image here. And just like I said, a set that's super tough to find. PSA 6, one of my favorite looking sets. It's one that you're hardly ever gonna see any of these at a show, to be honest. So I figured just, pick that one up. There isn't many of those on eBay. You guys know that whole spiel. Another one that fits into that category. This one was really cool. The M101, so the blank back, but the Mordecai Brown, 3-finger Brown. Super cool card. Looks really nice for a 2. It's got some rounded corners, probably some type of creasing or something somewhere, some wrinkles, anything like that, but a super cool looking card. And this one pairs really well with the tux, just being the black and white colors. I think that one looks really good in that slab. And another one from that set, I wish this one was in a newer slab, but he may get sent to be reholdered if needed. A Connie Mack in a SGC 5. I mean, that's a really cool picture. You got Connie Mack wearing the suit there. I thought that one was really cool. Picked him up. We'll go through, let's go through a couple more raw cards and then end it off with some slabs towards the very end. So 52 Bowman Mutual. These are some of the more expensive raw cards that I picked up. Hoping to have these up on the eBay store ideally tonight. We'll see how everything actually plays out. But that one was really nice. He's got some back creasing, but don't really care too much. This is one of the best, just eye appeal and just looking cards that I picked up this weekend. 55 Jackie, beautifully centered, awesome color, no creases. I mean, this card is nice. This one is a potential grading candidate. Who knows? We might end up sending this one in here soon. Just kind of depends once I get everything sorted. Partner from the same set here, Willie Mays. This one's not quite as, this one wouldn't grade quite as well as the Jackie would, but it's still a super popular card. Starting to catch on to that 55 Topps set. I wasn't the biggest fan of it probably like a year ago or so, but it's definitely grown on me, and really like some of the artwork with some of those. Any of those colorful sets have definitely grown on me a bit. 59 Mickey Mantle. And this one was not exactly, it wasn't the first pickup of the day, but it was probably the second or third pickup of the day. It was a somewhat of an icebreaker, kind of got the ball rolling when the show first started. And the show was just crazy busy. 2 more raw cards here. We'll start off with the 48 Bowman Mutual. And that one, goes with some of those other ones I picked up earlier, like the Spawn, the Slaughter, and everything. Centering is a bit of a rough cut, but this card, no matter what, there's gonna be someone who wants this card for their collection. It's gonna be able to find a home somewhere. A player that everyone seems to love for sure. And to pair with the Ted Williams back there, got another Ted Williams. This one probably, as far as eye appeal, probably presents a little bit better. I think the red is a little bit sharper. He's got a little bit of a mark on the back that we'll get to here in a second, but for now, just gonna appreciate the front on this card. I think this thing looks fantastic. Another one of just the most popular cards. I mean, that's something I really try to look for, is cards that the most amount of people are going to love and enjoy. And this card is towards the top of that list. You can see the tiny little writing there. I mean, it is what it is. Card looks fantastic. We'll go ahead and lay him next to the other Ted, as right behind him. And then just a few more slabs before we round it out. Did again want to mention all the people that were at the show. I mean, this show was incredible. I mean, from the dealers I spoke to, as well as just personal experience, was much better, busier than last year. It was just, a fantastic experience. It seemed like everyone was having a great time. There was more dealers than there was last year. There's more space. I mean, it was an awesome show. So shout out to everyone who was able to make it, and hoping we can see a bunch of people back at that show next year, or, at the upcoming national. So there's 54 Topps Scoop. Bob Feller's up next. This one, PSA 6. Probably the first card I've ever had from this set. I just thought this one was too cool to pass up. It fits into that category I always talk about. Not one you're going to see every day. It's a pretty cool back on it. Feller setting the strikeout record, chalking up 18 strikeouts in one game. So that's really cool. Thought that one was one I couldn't pass up. 48 Bowman, Johnny Mize up next. So I'm pretty loaded on the 48 Bowmans at the moment. I got most of the Hall of Famers from that, which is good. That's something I always look to do. The highest graded card that I picked up of the weekend is going to be this 75 Topps Pete Rose. I mean, this thing is really nice. It's an older label, but a great looking card. It's got the centering for it. Pretty deserving of the grade. A potential reholder candidate, but a great looking card. PSA 9. I mean, that one was sweet. Figured I wanted to go with some higher grade stuff. Petty was getting on me for picking up too much low grade stuff. So I figured, I'd have to pick up something a little bit higher grade. Want to try to at least mix in some of that as much as I can, although it can be harder to find at times. And these three here, these are really cool. I mean, more pre-war. We're going to the M116, the pastels, and got a few really cool ones here. So the Hugh Duffy, authentic. I don't know why. Obviously doesn't say on the slab. I think it's just because of the paper loss on the back, which there is a good amount, which I don't know why they would call authentic, because that should probably just be a 1 unless it's trimmed or something, which they usually would put on the slab. So I don't know, is what it is. I mean, the front looks gorgeous. And a couple more from that set. Hal Chase, this one they did label evidence of trim. Fantastic looking card and set. Huey Jennings, another one, same story, evidence of trim, but you just can't go wrong with this set. They're tough to come by. And then the nicest condition of these, this one's not an authentic, but it's also, I think, the coolest looking one of these, and that's the John McGraw. I mean, this one looks awesome. I love this card. I thought this one was really cool, and this is up there with one of my favorite pickups from the weekend, maybe my favorite as far as, if I had to keep one card that I picked up this weekend, I think it would be this one. So I thought this was really cool. But I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. I want to say a big thank you to everyone for watching this video. If you're still watching, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out the eBay store in the description. I got to get ahead and start sorting some of these cards and, doing what I got to do. Once again, was awesome to get to meet everyone at the show. It was an absolute blast. I can't wait for more shows like this in the future. I really look forward to them. But like I said, that's it for today, and I'll see everyone later.